Great battle up front in Martinsville, Virginia. Teammates Jimmy Johnson trying to get back on the inside of Jeff Gordon. Had a half a car length a moment ago. As running back down, and Gordon pulls him off the corner. A little contact.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jeff Gordon's not giving his teammate any room there. He doesn't care if he's the points leader. He's going to battle him. And that's what we would expect from these two champions. Jimmy Johnson does take the lead away from him.
Look right back behind these guys, though. You got Carl Edwards. He's got that car rolling. He's been catching them about 2/10 a lap the last 5 or 6 laps.
DJ, your sources in the garage this morning told you to watch that 99 car. The fact that he's not won here or ever had a top 5 made no difference. They said that car could be very good today.
Yeah, they were talking about the long runs that he was making yesterday, that his car just didn't seem to fall off nearly as much as some of the others, and it just held a really consistent fast speed. And we can see right now that he's gaining quite a bit on those two front leaders. Car looks good too. You can see him get down in. It didn't start. It looked like he had his hands full on the start of the race, but once the tires have built up, then he's been a lot better.
I think it's that splitter. They're hitting that splitter really hard on braking, and once those tires did build up enough, it seems like that splitter is just clear enough that it's not causing any problems at all.
84 car, Scott Speed, making his very first ever start in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at probably one of the toughest tracks to drive, and right in front of the 88 car Junior trying to make his way through the field.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job so far, Scott Speed, in his first effort here. See Junior trying to make his way up through. He's passed quite a few cars back here, trying to make his way after having to start at the tail end of the longest line.
He's passed some on the outside, too. He's made that outside groove work pretty good. He has to make up that ground he lost for the team there by speeding on pit road.
Yeah, Casey Kane's got a problem off of turn 4 here.
That car's not running at all, it doesn't look like.
I don't know if he just, I think he'd be going faster if he had any power, just like you said, Andy. It looks like he's has no power.
That's going to bring a caution.
He can't even get down.
He's not going to be able to get to pit road.
No, he's actually stopping.
It shut off. It died. Alone, I can't get to the pit. Cool.
Caution does come out here on lap 61.
Try your, yeah, check your steering wheel kill switch just to make sure.
Be the opportunity for the guys that pitted under that last caution to stay out and maybe steal a little track position. If they want to get off sequence, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, if they want to do that. But Denny Hamlin's made his way back to 11th. I don't know that if he'll do that. It looks like he's got a really good race car, so he might take this opportunity just to make sure that he doesn't get too far off sequence with these guys and get himself in trouble.
He may decide to come in with these guys, and actually they're still staying out. I don't know if pit road's open yet or not. Looks like it's still closed.
Still closed.
I see the flag.
Top 18 stayed out on that first caution flag back on lap 29.
It's like you said, Hamlin has kind of driven his way back into the competition here. Almirola and Montoya, they may stay out here and try to get the lead.
Yeah, our first 11 are all chase guys. It's pretty interesting that we have that scenario that even after all the racing, the top 11 or 11 of our top 12 chasers, the only one outside is Junior back in 29th. And of course, he had that speeding on pit road penalty.
Very tight pit road. You got to pit on the curve there. Hard to get in, hard to get out. Got to have good neighbors. Got to have a lot of cooperation.
It's not too hard in this curve right here if you're Jimmy Johnson because there's nobody in front of you. That's the key thing. It's kind of hard to see your pit when you get there, but got a great exit.
Commitment line, left side tires across that stripe, and that means you are committed to pit road, and they will all come, the leaders, at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, we're going to have almost everybody on pit road here. We'll have a couple of guys.
Yeah, the 8 car, he's staying out. He was one of the guys that pitted about 30 laps ago.
Yeah.
Let's go down to Jamie Little.
And Jeff Gordon just saying his car needs to drive off better. He can't touch the gas. They're going to drop the track bar about 3/4 of a round and 4 tires fuel for Jeff Gordon, the 24. Shannon?
Kevin Harvick says the car is loose in the middle. He's already added a round of front brake. Now they're just going to make some air pressure adjustment, trying to fix this 29 car up. Dave?
Yes, man. Jeff Patterson has already made a wedge adjustment to the 20 car. Entry is okay. Center is just a little bit tight. 4 tire change in the 20. Behind him, the 16 gets 2. Mike?
Jimmy Johnson saying he's a little bit free in and tight in the center. They'll make a wedge adjustment and take on 4 tires.
There's the congestion on the exit of pit road. They have an official that tells them they got to blend back up on the racetrack. Biffle up 3 spots. Edwards up a spot. Jeff Gordon lost 2. Reed Sorensen gaining 10 positions. A little pit strategy there for the 41. We'll break it down when we come back. Welcome back to the Tums QuikPak 500 in Martinsville, Virginia. Here's where the chase contenders are going to restart. 13 cars stayed on the racetrack. Most of these leaders came on the pit road. T. Dale Earnhardt Jr., one of the drivers who stayed out, and he will be all the way up in 6th position as the green flag waits for Eric Almirola to lead him down.
I'd have to say that's a good move on Junior's part to stay out there. He got tires not too long ago, and we saw they don't fall off that much.
Absolutely. He was back there trying to just struggle to stay on the lead lap. Now he's out there, got a little breathing room. He's got cars actually in front of him that he's faster than.
Yeah, this is a really dangerous time for Jimmy Johnson and Carl Edwards and those guys up in the front of the chase. They got a lot of traffic in front of them.
It's a great move with the 8 car and Ryan Newman. All these guys made that pit stop at about 30 laps under caution, and this is a great opportunity for them to steal that track position.
You see Ryan Newman, by the way, his teammate, the 2 car back in the garage area, Kurt Busch, who won this race back in 2002, has a problem with the brakes and a brake caliper on the right rear.
It's kind of a strange place to have a brake problem in the rear. The fronts are the ones that really take all of the abuse. Jamie, what's going on with that car?
Well, they were leaking brake fluid on the track, and NASCAR said you have to have 4 working brakes, not 3. So they could have fixed him on pit road, but it would have been too difficult, too much at stake. They went ahead and brought that 2 car back to the garage to fix those brakes. He was complaining that they were really spongy.
Problems with the right rear brake there. Obviously, that can be an issue they got to chase. Well, let's go down to our Chevy cutaway car, Tim Brewer.
Hey, Jared, the brake bleeder is actually located at the top of the caliper right here. And what we actually do is have the guy sit inside the car and pump the pedal. What that does, it forces all the air and the fluid to this bleeder right here. And that's how we get all the air out of the caliper itself.
They're going to have to do that now when they put that new caliper on there to get all of that air out. But must have broken something in that caliper. They're having to change the entire unit.
Jamie McMurray making a move on the inside of the 28 car. Travis Kvapil, by the way, being shown a lap down. McMurray all the way up in 3rd position. The 88 car, by the way, Dale Earnhardt Jr. You see him back behind Casey Mears. There's a little pushing and shoving a moment ago down the turn between the 5 and the 88.
Dale Jr. pitted on lap 31 under caution. Came out in a decent spot. He was up there. He'd probably be leading the race if he hadn't gotten a penalty. He had to come back down pit road and start at the tail end of the longest line, and we ran about, what, 30 more laps, and he decided to stay out. Now he's running the top 5.
He would have restarted 21st, instead had to go back to 41st, and now this has worked out really well for him. This caution flag stayed on the racetrack. Shannon.
Doc, before that last pit stop you were just referring to, Dale Jr. saying that the car was really, really tight. They did make an air pressure adjustment, and before the last round of pit stops, came over the radio and said the car is pretty good on this run. Certainly that's what you're seeing from the 88 right now with that track position.
He led the most laps here in the spring race, 146 laps. Faded there toward the end, but still had a pretty good finish, 6th overall.
We see a battle. Tony Stewart trying to take away his spot from Greg Biffle. Greg Biffle took 2 tires there. I don't know if I've ever really seen you see Kyle Busch get into the corner of him, but Greg Biffle's falling back in a hurry. I haven't really ever seen 2 tires work at this racetrack.
Well, it's you know, no tires work pretty good. 2 tires sometimes will upset the balance of the car.
Exactly.
Well, I tell you what, guys, I totally agree with you, Dale, about, 2 tires normally don't work, but we all know now this new car is so hard on right side tires. It works the rights a lot. It doesn't work the lefts a whole lot. So, hey, maybe this is going to pan out for Greg in this call. Get him some track position, and at least he'll know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah, he's definitely going to know if it's going to work. We see a battle for 2nd place here between Jamie McMurray and Ryan Newman. Jamie down the inside, a little contact there.
Going back to those 2 tires, I'd like to know early that if I want to try it late, these 2 tires are going to work. It's probably a good time to try it instead of late in the race when you know it won't work or it will work.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't lose too much track position here and get himself too far behind. We see Dale Jr. trying to take the 4th spot away and does that from Casey Mears.
Well, an all-new Life on Mars, the next great cop show has arrived, starring Harry Keitel, Michael Imperioli, Jason O'Mara, all after an all-new Grey's Anatomy. It's Life on Mars, Thursday on ABC. That's Harvey Keitel, along with Michael Imperioli and Jason O'Mara. Great show.
Casey Kane and his team got their problem fixed. He's back out on the racetrack. He is 15 laps down, but we'll see what happens with Casey throughout the day. find Jimmy Johnson. There's your leader. There's Jimmy Johnson. He's moving his way back towards the front. Already back in the top 5. We see Junior get into the 26 of Jamie McMurray.
He didn't get the brake on you there. He got you right in the back.
Jamie was having a nice run up in 3rd spot, but just a little contact off the corner, and all of that happened right in front of our points leader, Jimmy Johnson.
Doesn't take much here on the tight quarters in Martinsville. Watch the contact.
You can see how Junior was rolling through the corner there and got into the left rear of Jamie McMurray.
3rd caution flag of the day here in the first 81 laps. Contact out of turn 4.